Hello everyone, how good of you to join. Take a cup of coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy Victoria 3 as we are closing in on our first skyscraper. First I think there's only going to be one, but at least in 4 weeks we got the next monument ready for action to increase our prestige, of course that is. Now as we can see, we're rather low bureaucracy and authority right now. We also just had an election, and that means that my government no longer is valid. Thomas Jackson is our president right now of the armed forces, and our legitimacy is sitting at a devastating 11%. So let's reform the government and throw everyone out who's in here, and the armed forces of the Democratic Party are probably the ones that would like to join for Thomas Jackson, as he's in here. Industrialists usually work well with the armed forces, so yeah, we could have a change for a while now. I'm working with that. Trade unions and industrialists, of course, don't really work together. The bourgeoisie, we can also kick out. The rural folk, who really no one here is on good terms. That's not a very strong government. 68% only. Perhaps we can kick in something more enticing than this, because that is just really weak overall. But it seems like just in general we are going to look at a weaker government for now. And as none of these parties is really truly strong, right? So they have 20%, they have 21%, they have 13%. So, not really the strongest. Yeah, we could go with an industrialist, pro-industrialist government for now, and that's the only thing that I can really do. 67%, okay, I can go with that. Let's check out if we have any new laws that would accompany us. In the home affairs, this one is not possible. The National Guard or the secret police. We're at the US, right? So, oh yeah, also these skyscrapers are finished. So there we have it, a new monument. And construction of, this is not a skyscraper, of the New York skyscraper in New York is complete. The first building of its type in the world. It dominates the skyline and inspires all who gaze upon it. And American architecture is second to none. We get for 5 years the architectural pioneering for 50 prestige, and we also get the touching the sky for another 25 prestige. Very good. Don't really see this on the rank at the moment. Others are probably also doing quite well at the moment. Prussia and Austria are very close to us though. That is that. Now, where were I? I was in the law system. So a secret police, right, would give me more suppression and also radicalization, less of that. And the National Guard, the state may use military force to suppress domestic unrest. I like the idea of that. Beating everyone down who is opposing us would probably be something. Negative 10% revolution. Even though we don't have a revolution at the moment. Another thing that would be possible is the laissez-faire law. So the difference between interventionism. So interventionism ensures stability of our nation. The government must curb the worst excesses of private businesses. And the capitalists give us a 25% for the investment pool with which we can build agricultural building. The laissez-faire is that with the investment pool we can build industries, so the bigger manufacturing industries, the oil industry, and also the infrastructure. So the way more expensive stuff we can then also fund with our investment pool. So this will make construction a lot easier because we are primarily building those things at the moment. A liberal economy founded on the principles of comparative advantage, and that few government interventions means greater growth. However, who is against it? The trade unions. We are already negative with them, really, and the rural folk as well. So we will not really lose anything, nor will we get a penalty out of that. They just don't like the idea that much. Let's try to enact it. And the industrialists, of course, like that a lot. We're at plus 16 with them now, and we should also, oh, actually we do get a penalty. Minus 15% state construction. That is not great, right? So we do lose some of our efficiency for construction. However, we do get a second bonus. 20% capitalist investment fund contribution because of the industrialists, and the armed forces are at 6, and that gives me 20% reduced military tech. However, with the trade unions, I really would like to be on good terms, so we probably should have a look at one of the laws that they like, the poor laws. This is something we can do. We don't have welfare at the moment, right? No welfare in our system, and the poor laws would actually be something that the trade unions like, so I could give it to them, right? It's something, we do have 10% welfare payments. That's okay. And it enables the social security institution. I could give that to get the bonus back again. Now, also what I would like to do, boy, we are finishing building so quickly, I can't put the highest speed up there anymore. What I would like to do is I would continue to boost my military, right? So the The North England or the New England territory is almost full now, so there's not that much I can build anymore here. I can try. Just see that we can squeeze some of them in. And then I would already work more a bit on Florida. And on Texas is already full as well. Let's make Louisiana. And naval base, Florida already has quite a lot of that. So Florida is going to be one of my primary naval bases. And let's just also check out 29 in Dixie I can get in addition. Joseph Norcross. He would be an expert in offensive planning. I like that a lot. And this one is a cocaine addict, so let's go with him. And of course we need to promote him, so then he can actually have the full amount of it. We're getting over 100 now. I think this is looking good. And then we're just waiting for more barracks, and ship-wise no new ships. So we're sitting at 49 there still. But that's okay. I'm still also waiting for the Hudson Bay Company up here to finally rebel against Great Britain. That will happen at some point, and then we could finally start nagging some stuff here. Problem also is we need to really finish this Western Frontier expedition before we get a claim on Oregon and Washington. Problem is, it's very difficult. Seriously, even with the Explorer trade and with trying to go with low peril, it always fails. There is, for me, there wasn't a reason, there wasn't an opportunity yet of actually finishing this one. Looking at the market, we only have 3 expensive goods right now. So porcelain, luxury goods, so already luxury products in general, right? They can stay expensive. Hardwood, for example, is not something that should stay expensive. So I could have a look at my logging camps and build a few more of them. However, that will not be the only thing. In Virginia, we still have 5 infrastructure. I know that we do have the bonus here, right? Was it in Georgia? It was in Virginia that we have the hardwood output. The same in Tennessee. But Tennessee, oh yeah, very good. Let's do it in Tennessee. It's got a good infrastructure. And in Tennessee, I would then also like, for the logging camps, let's build 10 of them actually. And they will have a special production, hardwood production, right? So just in this state here, we're going with the hardwood because we need a bit of it. And that's definitely something. Oh, also, can we actually do this already? I thought this is still coming up. We can use the electrical sawmill now. This would cost me 375 electricity, not really that much. And it would give me 3,000 wood. Beautiful. So I'm not going to do it for all of them, of course. But for some of them, we can do this. In New York, would cost me really just a tiny bit, right? It's not expensive at all. Let's go with New York for the electric sawmill. And that's it, right? I don't want to push the prices down too much, though. But it's fine. And hardwood is being tackled already. Liquor is really cheap, though we still need more of that. Problem is, though, my grocers are already working at a pretty high capacity there, and I think we're getting into a problem there when it comes to the basic resources. So glass is always low, and sugar is actually also something. Reason why glass is low is that we are getting more and more urban centers, right? So think about Chicago, how it's growing, and they require glass. And there we have it. The laissez-faire has been enabled, so the capitalist investment fund is going to contribute to other things as well for my industry in general. Now let's just quickly go for the welfare state. So there we have it. There's literally no position except the Southern Planters, and the industrialists and the trade unions would endorse it, so we would be on better terms again with them. Let's try the enactment of this one here, also with the welfare system then that will be enacted with that. By the way, do we see the mortality already? Yeah, 1.45% we're growing right now, population-wise to 30 million right now, thanks to also having a very good health system, of course. And my GDP, we're number 2 in the world now, so this is continuing to grow. And we got lots of stars on the flag, so thank you for that notion there as well. For every state we conquer, we get another star here on the flag. And just look at our investment pool, 400,000 almost. The construction will cost me 400,000. We are almost paying for all my construction now, as long as it's factories. And even though we have a full queue now almost, we are having a 220,000 there in the income. I can probably now reduce my taxes there by at least 100,000. And then I'm also going to build up some gold supply there again, because we're down to 5 million only. We definitely should keep that buffer a bit bigger then. Now, what else can we do? When it comes to my market right now, I think it's looking rather stable. I would probably, since we want to go with more military corps, we are at 140. Let's quickly check out my military tech, because I think trench infantry, shrapnel artillery would be the next one. So we do get 10 more army power projection. We do have our need 5 more ammunition per battalion. per troop. So more ammunition is required than of us. This is something, of course, we can provide. However, the explosives, I think, explosives are also not looking so bad. Let's go with more ammunition. Louisiana, we could have more. Maryland and, in New York, we have 31 infrastructure. So let's go ahead and have some more factories over there. And also in North Carolina, let's go with 3. Let's make it 4, really. And I did see, right, that we are rather low on explosives. So that would be the chemical plant. And once again, I would also like to ramp up my production of that, because this in return will lead to more explosives that we can use for mines and stuff like that. New York, of course, as always, we have just so much infrastructure there, and basically any kind of coastal site where we do have the ability to pump in a lot of ports, which is exactly what I'm doing there right now at these coastal sites there, right? For all of that. Steel-wise, I think it's fine. Oh, it's not. 1,000 negative. But we do have iron, right? Yes, we have lots of iron. The coal is a bit problematic, but we do have it still, right? It's just a bit more expensive. However, that should not be a big deal. In Michigan, I can go with 5 more, and we probably will also use the coasts here to boost my... Yeah, Massachusetts, let's have some 5 steel mills here. Then perhaps also in Connecticut, because we just have the... Due to the ports here, we just have the power of that. Thinking about power, we're at 100 electricity. That's not really much. And I wanted to also jump up a bit on explosives. So let's just wait for the munition factories here to finish, because I do need that for the mines then. And we really need to do something about close. It's because of my population increase, it's just out of control sometimes at 1.7 right now negative. It's still at a medium price in comparison, but we should of course change that. So let's change some of them, especially where we got some high level like in New York, to electricity now. It doesn't cost me that much electricity and a few more dyes, but it yields quite a lot in addition for close. So let's have it with 2 of them. That should do the trick, right? Even though of course prices are not the highest, it's still going to be good. And then we have this one. I could also get rid of some labors there. This should probably then also get my balance up. Once we have, once we have more electricity. Which I don't have at the moment, which is strange. We do have a lot. And we still have engines left over too, so this really should work. Let's start getting some of them here at the coastal sites as well, as we just need more in the future, especially once I want to use my trains on it. So New Jersey is going to be a power station, the same with New York, of course. And there was Rhode Island. There it is, Connecticut. I do have some infrastructure there. And I think, yes, we still have some port levels available there too for these. And I want to boost my infrastructure in these nations here, and these states here as well. For every port, however, we need to keep in mind that we do need to spend some steamers. We still have 22 steamers left, so this will still work. But of course, it is always tricky, so we should probably also reinforce my shipyards there real quick. Which does cost me again, of course, but it's okay. Okay, let's also quickly check out my my military again. So I've boosted some of my armies now with some artillery, some advanced artillery. This of course will boost my ammunition consumption and artillery consumption, but other than spending a bit more on it, it should be fine. And also I'm activating the first aid, so the recovery chance for these are increased. It does cost me fabric, which we have a lot. It does also cost me opium, which we don't have a lot. Oh, and modern nursing just on time has been unlocked, which is the 3rd tier here. So with even more actually instead of fabric we consume tools, still opium though as well. We could get a 75% chance recovery back. I don't like that, because tools is always expensive and fabric is plentiful, and for 25% difference, it's actually not that great. Identification documents, the taxation capacity has been increased, and also we get a home affairs institution. By the way, I haven't even introduced my ironclads to my navy yet. So ironclads we don't produce yet. That is another thing I should definitely do now soon to restructure my navy. Very important. We're in 1870. I should really do this. Let's actually do this right now. I do have my shipyards. Where do we have my shipyards? Down there they are, right? I'm already at steam ships for the steamers, and we have a surplus of that. And then we can change it to military shipbuilding. And as we can see, this one is the military shipbuilding normal. We lose some steamers, but we do get 220 ironclad production on top of it. Let's use this. And the other thing is that one here from ammunition. No, we don't need that. Ammunition is fine. This is fine. And then we have the arms. A bit more arms for more tools and steel. This I can use. Right. And we already used the breech loaders. That's that. That's all I can do here right now. Oh, there's also something else. For 120 more paper consumption, we do get 360% qualification and innovation out of my universities. Of course, I'm changing this one also. This will give me a hefty boost to my tech research. However, at the expense of paper. So paper is probably going to go up in price now. It's fine. And by the way, now that I'm getting a bit more feeling for the mid game to late game, what I can also see here is that, you know, the supply probably doesn't even mean that much to us. I don't care if it's at negative 1000. What I care about is the price. If it's gold, I definitely should not stay at that level, because gold means it's expensive. And especially for liquor, for example, this is really hurting us. So let's import some liquor from the British market. And at the same time, I might also consider boosting my grocery more. However, we are so damn red on glass. It's incredible. The grocers will not be profitable at the moment. Let's go ahead and add a few more of these where we have still some infrastructure. So in Massachusetts and in Rhode Island, let's also have a few more of them, right? Because we want to produce more grocers and alcohol. However, it's just all about my production and my consumption of glass especially. So we just need so much more. It's incredible. This can't be right almost. I will also need to have a look at my... I will also have to need a look at my lead production and all of my work orders. The rubber rush, yeah, we had that a few times now. Let's also start up a glass production in Texas. And then let's just check out my... No, we are prioritizing glass. There is no other thing here that we could do. And we already used the crystal glass. This one here is the houseware plastics. That would, for a bit of oil, for quite a lot, we would boost glass further. It's probably something that I would like to focus on. And that would be Texas once more. Because I think Texas is one of the only places right now where we do get some oil out, right? Yeah, Pennsylvania has it too. Only 13 though. Texas has 50 oil slots available. Insane. Let's build some 20 more. And let's also build a bit more railways to support the infrastructure. The railways that are transporting then the oil around. We already have quite a lengthy railway system through Texas, all the way here to Austin. Now, of course, we can also now improve our navy. So we're still using the man of wars, right? Which were pretty red anyway. And now we can change it to the ironclads and the monitors. The monitors are even better, giving more offensive and defensive rating, plus a higher power projection. And as we can see, we do have a lot of ironclads now in store. So I can do this with quite a few of my navy. And this will significantly boost now my navy power. And the same thing for Matthew Perry, who's the other general that we have. Oh, sorry, admiral. Opium addict. Ah, it's okay. Let's have one opium addict. And then we can also... What is that? The naval theory. For using more officers instead of servicemen, we do get some more morale damage. As a better service technique. There you go. By the way, there's only... Do we have more ships than what we can command right now? It seems like it. Promote them. In Dixie, we have 6 more. I don't know, is Matthew Perry of Dixie? Yeah, he's of Dixie. There you go. Now we got it. Let's just upgrade this a bit further. Want to have a good army there, and we got 150 battalions. Now, of course, I'm doing this for a very good reason. My infamy level is, at the moment, rather low. It's at 0, right? So we could do some conquering, and I'm up for it, to be honest. Let's have a look at Russia. Russia is at 300. Okay, I'm pretty sure though their power projector is not as high as ours. Their power projector is at 1.8. Ours is at 1.4, so we are almost equal, right? When it comes to the power projector, even though they have vastly more numbers, we have the better tech. So we could actually overcome Russia at some point. No, I'm not going with Russia, of course. We're going to look at South America. New Granada has Panama. I want the Panama Canal. And since I haven't figured out any other way other than, yeah, conquering it, I'm going to do this. We're going to conquer the state of Panama. As we can see, they've got quite a lot of allies, right? So they might all join, but they're all rather weak in comparison to us. We just need to make sure that Great Britain doesn't join. And we are on good terms with Great Britain right now, cordial, so it should be fine. Let's start this incident. There you go. And we can, of course, and we should, of course, recruit our army then right away, and then we can also patrol the coast here once this is rolling. Oh, and also the steam turbine has been unlocked. With that, the coal-fired power plant is available now, and also the oil turbine innovation would be ready for action. Let's quickly go for this one there right away. For my engine, there we have it. Probably costing me a ridiculous amount of coal, 750, and some steam engines. We could probably go ahead with this. Yeah, we could go ahead with this, really, because coal is so cheap, it doesn't matter if it's red, really, for us. I can still go with a few more coal mines, so I'm very hesitant about that. Do we build? I think we are building more coal mines right now. Pretty sure that I was on the way to get more coal mines done. Probably already finished. We might know. We do need to find a new tech there quickly. Yes, it is, of course, the electric train that I would like to go for. It's 28 months to research. This one unlocks the electricity for the railway and would give me a hefty infrastructure boost for all my railways just with a bit more electricity. So we could save up a lot of new railways by just adding electricity to them. The oil turbine takes 9 years, unfortunately, so this is not something I can do. I'm still building up my oil network, of course, in the meantime. Military-wise, we do probably have more weapon options, yes. And also the destroyer ship would be 3 years. Waiting on that. And for my society, all the way down here, some more minting. So this would give me more money directly. Also the airship, the elevators, another construction boost, and paves the road for the paved roads. Right. But I think there's nothing really important right now. Feminism, the film, a bit more prestige. No, really, there is nothing. So probably would like to go ahead to boost existing tech, and that would be the railways here. Combustion engine, what industries, the oil rigs, the combustion center. Nah, very good. Let's go ahead with this. All right, did anyone join any one of the big ones yet? Doesn't look like it. Looks good actually so far to me. Let's mobilize the generals and move them to the front. Alright, we do have a front here in Mexico, because Mexico will join. Right? Yep, they will join, so we do need to have some soldiers here as well. For sure. I cannot move troops over to Granada yet, though, because we're not at war with them yet. And return state. Oh, can we actually just add this one to the list there too? Let's try it out. This is probably a pretty messy thing here right now. But why not? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's also add the war goals here. Conquer Panama and also return all the states. They, however, only have the war reparations right now. So even if we lose, it's not going to be such a big deal. Let's just wait for this one to finish. And as we can see, they're starting to mobilize now too, because we have started mobilization. My navy. I cannot do anything here yet. I can raid the convoys of their supply network. Naval invasion is not possible yet. And we now have the poor laws. Very good. The first step in our social welfare system. The industrialists and the trade unions liked it. Actually, really, the industrialists like that. It's okay. I mean, I don't mind. Alright, it's escalating. We should have a war declaration now. There it is. Actually, we do have a war. And this is, I think, a pretty big one here now. Let's just see what we can do for invading here right away. Because I think it's not going to be so easy. Now we can have a naval invasion of Panama. With Daniel Abercrombie, he would have 45 troops. And I would also like to have a second naval invasion. With Joseph Nokers, right? So we have then 2. That is William Lancy. Oh, he's up there. But I think they will not attack, right? We do need to take Granada over, though. These are the 2 fronts that we have there right now. Actually, I think I will... Now, let's just wait it out. The deaths from disease amongst the wounded soldiers has skyrocketed. We do lose some recovery rate or mortality. This is tricky. Let's go with the recovery rate, because 5% is actually pretty steep. Where's my generals? They're still on their way. Still taking 20 days here to get over there. And here we're just defending the front. They're also just defending the front. So no one is attacking here at the moment. I'm just really looking forward to using my new soldiers now with all the new tech that we have. We should really have a beautiful power surplus there. Yes, power is coming up. Oh, we are down to 1 million gold supply. I should probably do something there as well. Could reduce my government wages. We would lose the bonus then. Armed forces, we would also lose the bonus. It's very tight here at the moment. It's not looking so bad on the market though. Okay, they're also just defending. So where's my other generals now? They should really... There they are. And they're now advancing though, right? So they're going to rush through, trying to take the Central Americas. Alright, they're advancing now the front. This could be bad for us. Let's try to get the other one over there as well, because we definitely do want to defend our front there at all costs. This is the weaker front, I think. Right, the troops have arrived once again to reinforce my front here. As we can see, there's a pad more or less, as both of our troops are stationed. So front, it's the whole thing here, right? So this is the whole front, as we can see. The whole Mexican border is one front, and all our troops are stationed there. Meanwhile, down here, we're trying to really get into the enemy territory now, step by step, taking it over. As we can see, there is some resistance now. I think there is going to be a pretty big battle here. Yep, they're fighting in tents by the looks of it. Look at that. They're having high losses, high casualties in comparison to us. We have a 59 army offensive rating. They have a 16 army defensive rating. So they're vastly inferior when it comes to also the attack. We have lost 10 so far. They've lost 600. Yeah, that's not even a comparison here. That's not going to be difficult. Up here it could be a bit more difficult, because there we have more troops against us, and it's also... I think the Mexicans don't have such a bad tech, really. Yeah, we have way more offensive rating though. Way more defensive rating. Looks good. Yeah, expedition failed once again. This is just... I have no idea what this is all about. I don't have anyone yet at the moment who could help me out there. Next battle. And once again, of course, it's lost. So we are slowly now moving in here to nuke Granada, and probably then also to his allies, right? So the Amazonas here, so there's Brazil already. Probably then moving into Brazil. Do we see this here? Oh, we're infamous now. Will not be so bad, hopefully. I mean, we do have good relationships with the high powers there. Yeah, it's neutral only. We could try improving our relationship again with the big powers there. So none of them actually has any wrong ideas. Also France, but France still likes us. Austria. Austria is cold. And who else would we have? Prussia. Italy. Yeah, Italy is very poor as well. We should do this. And perhaps working on an alliance would also not be so bad. Holy cow, there's thousands of losses here right now. Big battles. There's still a bad situation here, so they're not daring to attack, right? I can keep like that. Or we just go all out there with both of my generals. I think we could risk this one, since we just have the better attack. Let's start also advancing on this front here. We have more soldiers and we have a way better attack. And by the way, also, of course, I do have... I cannot invade anymore, but I could probably raid the convoys to disrupt their supply networks that we would have here, for example. And also here. That's the South American supply networks that we can disrupt with this. Right. Free Trade Party and the Socialist Party have been formed. Oh, I do need to do something with my taxes. Let's raise taxes for now. And construction, something, they don't really do so much construction there. Lots of construction going on right now. Right, so here in the south it's looking fantastic. Here we are also having the first victories now in Mexico, going deeper into the territory. Bear in mind, this is a war for a lot of things, right? So with this war, and it's looking good for us right now, we would actually get now all of this here, plus the Panama Canal. So this is one of the many wars, or one of the big wars. We don't need to have that many other wars after this one, or the Western expansion. So it is worth it to risk a bit more. We'll just see. French migration. Large number of French people join the US. Yep, they're down to 75, 84. So they continue to lose and they also crumble in morale now. By the way, there's a bit of a battle here and we lose this in the mountains. They're at 100. Capitulation. Conquer Panama. So at least the first nation gave up. That's New Granada. And with that, we got the Central America HQ. We're still having the war against Mexico. The other general is now joining. He's coming in shortly. So he's going to take 30 days now to arrive and reinforcing our northern front. Right? And Mexico probably doesn't really like that so much right now, as they really do lose now. As with the reinforcements, they will have no chance. And here we have it. The Panama Canal. This is what we are doing it for, right? Because down here we have the Panama Canal available. Does cost me some tools, some coal, but it will net us the Panama Canal. That gives me 100 urbanization for the Western Caribbean Sea. It also gives me 100 prestige. Let's activate it. Let's also go for a government administration. And how's it looking with my infrastructure? There is a lot of devastation here, so infrastructure is naturally a bit low. But since it's a coastal state, we do have also some ports available here. Plus, do we have something... Oh, some tobacco plantation, some coal mines that I can definitely use. Very good. And with this, we have actually this tiny land there now in the Central Americas. Now, let's just look at the northern border. My general still takes some time to arrive. And then we continue here. Stay tuned.